What's going on, you guys? This is another episode of Healing from Trauma 2, aka the HFT podcast, and I'm your lovely, wonderful, chocolatey host, Drea Boo. Okay, so as you may or may not know, I am recording this podcast from my car on my lunch break, and I've decided that I'm going to do an episode every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday because I like sharing. Things change, and it's not always going to be the same old because life presents different things every day. And quite frankly, Mondays are going to be Mindful Mondays, and Wednesdays are going to be What's Happening Wednesdays. Saturdays is just going to be like, we're going to do a recap of how the week went, because if you guys haven't realized, this podcast is therapeutical to me, and it's also like my audio journal, if you will. So boom. First and foremost, I want to say thank you guys for listening. Please like, share, and tell a friend of a friend if you're into these type of things. Here on the Healing from Trauma podcast, our mantra or our saying is we're learning to heal, not simply deal. That just means that we are navigating life. I know I'm navigating life slowly but surely, and I am learning to heal from the things that have been hindering me versus just dealing with them. Like, for instance, I'm ADHD. My mama never told me that. My mama never even got me diagnosed. You know what she did? She whooped ass. No offense. I love my mom. And I jokingly, but seriously, sort of be telling her, like, you were abusive. And I don't know if you realize it. And she has taken accountability to her parenting style of not trying or wanting to be abusive, but simply implicating the discipline methods that her parents placed upon her, which was just as fucked up. So instead of, this goes out to all the people out there that got hyperactive children or children they just don't understand why they fidget and shit. Get them checked out, okay? Get them checked out. And don't feel ashamed. Don't be ashamed. It's okay. It's okay to be born with a little tick. It's all right. It's okay. I just realized through TikTok, Instagram, and everything else, Google self-diagnosis, that I apparently am ADHD. I'm on the spectrum, and that explains a lot, a whole lot. But I refuse to use it as an excuse. And sometimes, parents may not want to accept these things because they feel they're putting a boundary on their child. For instance, I remember I was trying to gift my children, and their grandmom on their dad's side pretty much said, like, give your daughter the learning toy and your son can take the fun recreational toy because she needs more help and she wouldn't be able to really comprehend the game. Yeah, says her, not the Lord. And what had happened, honey? She was playing that good game with her good old brother. And that is just an example of how people can place their limitations or their whatever on you or their children, and you can't simply. I remember my daughter was born at 1 pound 12 ounces, and I had a classmate that had a son that was born pretty much in the same condition, premature. And I remember her telling me that, like, both our kids are retarded, pretty much. And I know that sounds fucked up to say. I didn't say it. That's what she said, pretty much. I might be paraphrasing, but she didn't use a nice word. She didn't say, like, our children are both, enabled or they are suffering from a handicap. She just straight out was like, yeah. So I know, like, my son's retarded and your daughter's going to be retarded. So let's, just accept it for what it is. And it is what it is. And I'm like, I'm not accepting that shit. The fuck? The doctor tried to even tell me, like, oh, her motor skills may not be up to par. And I get it. They're supposed to tell you these things. So just in case, they're covering her ass. So you're not wondering what's going on in the development area or department of the child because you were unaware that this is what this could cause. My daughter was born with bleeding on the brain. She needed two surgeries, and she was in the NICU for like 4 months. So it was a lot against me. You had, like I said, the classmate that was like, yeah, well, my kid's fucked up, your kid's fucked up. It is what it is. Let's get this checked. And then you had the grandma when she got older saying the things she said. I've even heard my daughter say out of her mouth that my son's the smart child, and that broke my heart, because no child should ever feel inferior to another child or superior to another child, especially their freaking sibling. So to the parents out there that are uplifting that child that they feel is their golden child, fuck you, bitch, and you need to do the fuck better and get your fucking shit together. You're damaging children for no fucking reason. Period. Like, that is some bullshit. I can't stand. Oh my God, I knew somebody whose mother uplifted the other sibling because of colorism. So pretty much the mom allowed the lighter child to have more freedom. I remember there was an instance where she allowed the lighter child to sleep in her bed and made the chocolate child sleep on the floor. Constantly comparing them in looks and so forth and so forth. And I understand this person may not want me telling their business, but this is life, honey. These are real life, ignorant, generational problems that if you don't talk about, will continue to happen. Now, I so happen to be the darkest out of my family members, out of my sister, my mom, my brother, and these are the people I've been raised around. And I never let it bother me. Now, I've had comments said to me like, oh, this person thinks your sister's so much prettier because whatever. And I'm just like, wow, it is what it is. But I never let that like determine me or determine who I was going to be or how I was going to treat people. Now, do I have a complexity against light-skinned people? Absolutely not. Now, do I say that light-skinned people do light-skinned shit that I don't agree with or understand? Absolutely. There's some darkies that do some shit that's some nigga shit, like being like, I don't even want to start no type of controversial conversation, but yeah, every light-skinned person thinking that dark-skinned people are just angry and upset that they were blessed with light-skinnedness. The fact that they even say they were blessed with light-skinnedness is a problem, but you heard Chris Brown, he's light-skinned black, and people love to celebrate that, and it's just like, okay, but you're still black, and it's okay. It's okay. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know. I just had to get that off my chest. I don't even know where that came from. And if you were to take anything from that, it's just treat people with love, compassion, patience, and understanding, and even yourself. Understand yourself, love yourself, have patience with yourself. Don't be mad at what you cannot change, and do not be mad at things that can't be changed. Like, what are you going to do about it, right? Like, I'm dark skinned. I don't, and I will not ever think about bleaching myself, or I'm going to have a light skinned baby. Like, the fuck? Kiss my ass, suck my dick to all the people out there that act like that think like that feel that their child is less than beautiful because they're a certain color, or feel that their child is more beautiful because they're a certain color. Guess what? I hope that you get hit in the face with an acid ball. How about that? Now that sounds real fucked up, right? That's how fucked up it sounds to uplift a child over another child when they both came out the same coochie hole. Like, what is wrong? Like, I'm all for encouraging your child, telling your child they're beautiful, they're smart, even if you don't fucking feel like it. You're telling them that. You don't allow society to tell you how you should treat your child. You don't allow your trauma to fuck you up so bad that you're just fucked up to your child. You're just raising a generation of fucked up, mentally fucked up individuals. Like, come on. I remember I think I told this story before. I was dating this guy. He was lighter or whatever. And one of the first things he told me when meeting his grandmother was like, she don't look like me. Now me, I was like 16, 17 at the time. Or 16, I think I was like 16. I never thought about it. I didn't even know what he meant by that. I just thought he meant like him and his grandma looks different, which was normal because it's your grandma, right? It's not your mom. Anyway, not saying that grandmoms you can't favor your grandma, because I favor my wonderful grandma. However, I was just like, okay, whatever. And so when I seen his grandma, she was a darker skinned woman, and he continued to tell me this again, like, yeah, that is my real grandma, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. I don't give a fuck about what you're, like, I'm not trying to date your grandma, so I don't care if she was yellow, green, orange. Anyway, so one day, me and the same person was outside in the fucking sun, basically. Like, it was sun, and we were outside. I don't know when to say if we were in it, like, just in. Anyway, so this fucking Bart Simpson colored bitch turned around and said to me, because he was like, mind you, he's bitching, that light skin shit. Bitch, it's too hot out here. It's too hot. I'm like, bruh, it's not that bad. Like, it's hot, but he's talking about, that's because you black. That's because you dark, so it don't bother you like that. What? Next time I seen that grown man, as in a grown man, because we were teenagers, next time I seen that man, he was up with a white woman that was his partner. I mean, look, I just don't understand how so many niggers could be so fucking colorist. I don't understand. And then these light-skinned, bleach bitches, the bitches that bleach, I'm not talking about normal, natural, light-skinned people. These imposters out here be bleaching themselves and then turn around and have the audacity to be like, I don't want a black ass kid, or I don't like, that's self-hatred, boo-boo. You are mad at yourself for being given a gift of melanin, and that's so fucking pathetic and sad. Anyway, to all my chocolate and brown and in between, you don't gotta be black to be brown. We all know that. You're beautiful, bitch. Okay? You're beautiful. I may not should have called you a bitch, but you're beautiful. Because this world is, like, I won't even say this world. It's probably just this raggedy ass country, you know. And of course, the Dominicans, they can't stand being called a nigga. I remember I went to school with this Dominican. I'm not even gonna say his name, but it started with an M. This black bastard. I'm gonna call him a black bastard because he was black as shit. He had the nerve. I was like, yeah. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be proud of who you are, but that shit just blew me. I was like, yeah. He said something for me to say that you're black. So that means you had to say something that was a little off-putting, because I was surprised. Like, nigga, what? And he was like, I'm not black. I'm Dominican. Bitch, if you get pulled over and you don't know a lick of motherfucking Spanish, bitch, you're going down in the book of niggers. Period. So, get it the fuck together. Anyway, and I don't mean to be abruptly or I'm sorry, aggressive or assertive in any type of way. I'm just, one, trying to hurry up and rush. Two, it's hot in this fucking car. And three, I just get passionate about things because there are things that have caused a sense of trauma. Now, if you don't know me and I say certain things that seem offensive, like, I understand but don't understand how people could refer to people as their color. Like, oh, the light-skinned girl. Or that, like, my homegirl's friend's son was like, where is that dark-skinned girl? And I wasn't really offended. I was just like, you couldn't think of no other characteristics? I guess he could have said that ugly black-ass girl. I don't know. But it was just like, okay. Yeah. Like, I don't know. And I don't know what made me get on here and start going on this fucking love yourself color tirade, but I don't know. Maybe it was meant for someone to hear. I don't know. However, we about to wrap this shit up because I only have about 12 more minutes until I have to go clock back in, and I did not plan on being so short-winded because I try to do at least 30 minutes every fucking time, but I was on the phone prior to this, so it is what it is. I do apologize, but I am definitely going to do better by you guys and by myself, because again, this is therapeutic for me, and you know, I would love for it to help someone or to be, you know, motivational to somebody that may have felt how I felt or understand where I'm coming from. And if that's happening, that's great. If not, then, you know, shit happens. Make sure you guys check out the Since We're Here podcast, aka hashtag Since We Here. That's all over the social media. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X. It's all under Since_We_Here. Also on TikTok, honey. But, yeah, I just want you guys to love yourself as I'm learning to love myself. And when you truly love yourself, you really don't care too much about who else loves you, because a lot of people say they love you and you want people to love you, but they will not love you the way you need to be loved, or you know how to love yourself. So it's best to start with you. And then once you got that love for yourself, set that standard for yourself, then, move on to, I wouldn't even say seeking love, accepting love, because you shouldn't have to seek for shit but God. Okay? Jesus, please forgive me for throwing you in there before a cuss word, but you're supposed to seek God, nothing else. Seek God and seek peace, true peace. Check out the it's Joyce Myers. It's a book by Joyce Myers, and I want to say Pursuit of Peace. I want to say that's what it's called. Y'all need to check that book out, because I'm telling you, I was incarcerated for 3 fucking weeks, and I read that book like the last week of me being in jail. Not even the last week. It was about a week before I got out. And that book really changed my perspective on who I want to be versus who I was brought up to be or thought I was going to be, or whatever. And it really talks about seeking the peace, not just in your heart, in your mind, but around you. And also being at peace. If you're at peace, you're peaceful, because then you are peaceful to other people. You're, what they say, be his peace, be her peace. You can do that. But if you got some unresolved anger, whatever the frick you may have going on, you might want to take a step back, because it's hard to love an angry person, and it's hard to love when you're angry. Okay? So take that for what it is. I love y'all, and I hope to talk to you guys again soon. Wednesday will be our next episode, and Saturday will be our last episode until Monday. I don't know, y'all. Don't hold me to that. I'm going to really let y'all know what it is the next episode, because I got to make sure I have content to put out there, and blues, blue. So, again, this has been another episode of the Healing from Trauma podcast, also known as the HFT, or Healing from Trauma 2. Trauma. And I am your host, Drea Boo. Make sure y'all have a blessed week on motherfrickin' purpose.